Hello everybody and welcome back to A Plague Tale Innocence. We are returning to continue on in chapter 14 today. Continuing on controlling Hugo, we found out that the rumor was fortunately true and that our mother is alive, although she has seen better days, and it's now up to us, without Amicia's help, to try and bust her out of here before anybody comes back looking for her.
When I return, I want everything prepared and ready to begin. Do you understand?
Yes, Lord Nicholas. All right, you heard him.
Everything will be ready. The alchemist will talk. I'm going to enjoy it.
Just do your job. The captain of the guard doesn't appreciate improvisation, and neither do I.
Yes, of course.
Let me know when you're ready.
I have to make them leave.
Right.
So we just gotta wait for those guys to finish talking.
Authority.
Let that guy over there wander off.
Efficient.
The torturer is a little bit too busy, wrapped up in his own thoughts about the up-and-coming torture that he's just been approved to perform. So we definitely need to get our mother out before he has a chance to get things ready.
Oh, the rats. They're all afraid of rats. If I can just free them.
So if you climb up on the top and go around this guard, it'll be much, much easier to go without getting spotted. And we want to free the rats. Not that we really want to, I guess. More have to is, I think, more an accurate way of putting it, because as Hugo, we don't really have any way of defending ourselves at all. So I'm going to wait till this guy's back is turned and he walks past me. And then I'm going to release the rats.
That's for the cages. Come on. Quick.
Shit, we need to go!
Well done. Go away. Quickly now. The
So both of them will leave. Fortunately, we only had two of them to deal with, which is really nice.
I've got to go back. I have to move the rats.
So it solved one problem, but it kind of creates another problem because now we have rats to deal with. But I think the rats are a little bit less daunting than the Inquisition are, especially because
Lanterns.
we have these spotlights. This is a little puzzle here. Not too complicated, but it's going to take us a couple of manipulations turning these lanterns to get to where we need to go.
Don't look. Don't look.
Yeah. It's not good in here. I can see they have had a lot of fun dealing with prisoners.
Yes.
We do not want our mother to be next.
It's going to... My head. Stop shouting.
A headache aside, we seem to be totally fine, so let's get the hell out of here before anybody decides to come back and check on us. We basically need to go back to our first lantern and move it back to where it was originally, which is the hole that we came out of. And then make ourselves a path
Get by. I have to get them out
to
of
the
here.
hole.
And maybe with the other lantern.
So pretty straightforward.
All by myself.
Let's go back to our mother now.
Mommy, I did it.
Well done. Come quickly.
Go Hugo.
It's all right. Shh.
No one will hurt you now.
My hero. How do you feel? Your head.
It talks to me. All the time now.
And what does it say?
It says it wants me to join it.
The first threshold.
Mommy, I'm scared.
We'll never get out of here. We don't have a choice. If I am with you, the voice, are you ready to reply? Hugo, can you hear them?
Yes. They all have the same voice. The one that makes my head hurt.
Don't try to ignore it. Embrace it completely. Don't be afraid.
Yes.
So we now have the ability to control rats.
Everything is all right. Well done. You see,
My headache's gone.
it was the macula, but you answered it. Let's get going.
So don't be fooled by the ability to control rats. They will still eat you when they get the opportunity to do so. So just be very careful as you're learning how to use Hugo's new ability. I find the controls are a little bit clunky myself.
Screams. They must have let rats. Rats! No! No!
Run, you big coward. You're scared, aren't you?
Oh, Hugo, this is not a game. This power is dangerous. You have to control yourself.
Yes, Mom.
So we're only using this ability
So
to get
that's
out of
my
here.
disease.
You're not sick, Hugo. It's a gift. I'll explain later.
A gift.
Ah, you found her. Oh, maybe I'm going crazy.
I have a feeling, knowing what she knows all about the Prima Macula, that this was part of the reason that she had kept Hugo hidden away, not only to keep him hidden from prying eyes, but also to make sure that his emotions didn't overwhelm him and he sort of talked back to the macula, so to speak. Because it is a very dangerous power, and you do have to be very careful with it.
What the hell are the rats doing here? What the hell happened?
We're just gonna go around this guy.
I'll push them back.
Only until we can get through. Don't overdo it.
Also, as a complete side note, and completely unrelated, but just a thought I had in my brain, how did Melly break Arthur out of the Bastion? I'm fairly certain that Arthur was probably locked up in the same place that Beatrice just was, because I'm assuming the Inquisition would just have one large prison where everybody would go. No wonder it took her 3 weeks to get him back.
Oh, these roads are in a terrible state. How are we gonna deliver this? All we need now is to lose one of these cages.
Be careful.
Ah, rats! Rat! Black rat! Fuck! Help!
Unfortunately, we're able just to kind of scare the guards. We don't have to kill them.
These rats. What the hell did they do to them?
I'm gonna move that lantern back just to be safe. Yeah, let's go check out those rats. You might have seen them in our peripheral vision. We have yet to see white rats. Now, I'm not sure if they're white or if they're hairless. It's honestly really hard to tell, but we have never seen that before. So I guess that explains why Beatrice is kind of concerned about it. One of my recommendations when moving these rats, if you're finding it difficult to get around moving them, is to sort of keep them as far away from you as possible, because then you have less of a chance of losing control of them or stopping your control of them and having them run into you in order to try and get somewhere else. They can also be stopped on obstacles like cages or corners, and sometimes that can get a little bit tricky.
What are you going to do with these rats?
But just take it nice and slow. We won't be using this power a lot.
Are you still alright, Hugo?
It feels a bit funny.
It will make you tired. That's normal. Tell me if you feel poorly.
Yes.
As long as you've got some light, you you should be safe. They will not hesitate to eat you, though, so don't just stop any old place. Make sure you're safe. Just like that.
Mummy, why do I know how to do this?
It's the blood that decides. It's complicated to explain.
But Amicia doesn't know.
No, I'll explain later.
We had an argument, Mummy.
It's all right, my darling. Let's get out of here, huh?
And that was a good example of the rats just getting stuck on the environment and not quite being out of my way. And that's a really easy thing to do while you're controlling the rats, and I think that's probably the most frustrating aspect of controlling them, aside from the fact that they're very, very slow. But I'm glad that Beatrice was able to help Hugo get through that. Despite everything she's gone through, she's still very patient and loving with him. Not that it lasted. We didn't get very far.
So, Beatrice, you are reunited with your son at last.
I know what you have done to him. You have taken what you wanted, now let him go.
Oh, you insult me, Madame de Rune. Your son is the natural carrier of the macula. And it has not yet finished with him. Which means, neither have I. But this you know.
Vitalis, let us finish this.
Nicholas, you cannot understand. You feel it as I do. Do you not, boy? We are bound by blood now. What do you think, Hugo? Your family grows larger, huh?
I beg of you. I promise to help you, but allow my son to leave.
His destiny is not to be a de Rune. His destiny is to be here, at my side.
You are a monster.
A monster? Madame, you have yet to see just how.
Kill her!
Alright. Hugo's got to use his ability now to bring the rats to defend his mother. Now, obviously, Hugo doesn't want to have to kill anybody, but he doesn't want his mother to die either. The Inquisition knows that, but they know that if he keeps losing control over his abilities, then the macula will continue to grow and he'll get past that first threshold.
The future depends on you.
So we don't really have much of a choice here. Now this section seems really straightforward, but sometimes it can be sort of challenging.
Be strong.
The prima macula. It's reacting. Continue.
Stop torturing him. I'll tell you everything.
My biggest recommendation is to just constantly swivel your head around to look for soldiers and let go of the rat swarm in between soldiers, because if you don't let go and let them return to the pit, you may lead them to you instead, and they can attack you in the middle of the room.
That's enough.
And once they're satisfied, they'll leave us alone.
Hugo.
For
say
now,
something.
anyways.
Hugo, can you hear me? Oh no.
He's powerful, but he has not reached the threshold as we'd hoped.
Do you know why?
Amicia. It's Amicia?
How tiresome. But he's close now. And we have other pawns we can play.
Take her away.
Leave him alone! What else do you want?
A lot more. So much more. And you will stay here with me to make sure we get it. Do not worry, Hugo. I have complete faith in you. We shall succeed.
Hugo and Beatrice are going to stay with the Inquisition for a little while, and we're going to check back with Amicia in the next chapter. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.